It's time to get started. Take some, get your seats. Get your seats. All right. Well, that gun didn't even What number are you? All right. Let's start off with the on-time drawing.
Leave it on the table. You're not going to.
Number 11. Who's lucky number 11? Is that me? It is. What did she get? She gets a cool one bag filled with all sorts of great goodies in there.
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right. Where's my clicker? All right. So you know the drill. Get out your phones. Take pictures throughout the whole meeting. All the speakers. Make sure you get this one. And at the end of the meeting, go ahead and check in on Facebook at the Realty One Southwest. All right, so RevUp training's coming up. We started fresh yesterday with RevUp number 1. Tomorrow will be module number 2. That's establishing your brand and developing your farm. Live here in this office and via Zoom. And then Monday is in the evening, it's a residential listing agreement, and that's via Zoom only. And then next Wednesday, make sure you mark your calendars on this one because the instructor on this one is absolutely amazing. So it's your database, your business, and creating your online presence. I will be the instructor. And then a week from tomorrow, Friday, is Module 4, the sales cycle and effective client communication. Again, all of these RevUps are not, it's made for new agents, but it's not specific to new agents. We have experienced agents all the time coming in. If you want to get a little refresher on something, feel free to join in. I don't pick on the new agents too much. We have our commissions via Zelle. There's flyers. Michael has flyers. There's flyers back here. If you're with a banking institution that already has Zelle, you just scan that QR code and sign up. Super, super easy so that you can get, here's the thing with getting your commission by Zelle. Your file has to be 100% complete when that closing package comes in. Otherwise, we have to handwrite your checks. But, so I signed up. We are still collecting water. It's still hot out there. Luckily, it's not as hot as it has been, or not as hot as it typically is around this time of year, but it's still hot for the homeless. So we're collecting bottles. I think we're about, of our goal of 4,000 bottles, we have about 1,100 bottles. So we have a little ways to still go, but we have a little bit of time. We have until, I believe, the 15th, August 15th to get to our goal of 4,000. There's my license number, goes on all your contracts now. All right, Friday, August 26th, we're doing a bowling event at what's the bowling lanes? Wildfire in Henderson. So far we've reserved 4 lanes. It's 5 people per lane. We have 20 RSVPs so far. It is August 26th at 6 p.m. What's that?
No.
It's far.
Is there a shuttle?
But we know we all have cars, right? So there's a participation fee of $15 to do it. I'll be there if you want to make fun of my bowling. Michael loves making fun of the way I bowl, so join us. And as a result, because this is August 26th, that is the last Friday of the month, where we normally do our happy hour. That is canceled. Or we're just moving it to Henderson.
There you go.
Yeah. We're not really canceling, we're just moving it.
There you
But if you can't make bowling, then make sure that last Friday of next month you join us for happy hour. Team Spirit Friday, every Friday, wear your favorite team's jersey. It's baseball season, so go ahead and wear baseball. But you don't have to wear baseball. You can wear, hockey, football, basketball, whatever you want to wear. But just show your team spirit every Friday. All right? All right. Here's your weekly reminder about Remind, which pretty much it sucks. It does. And that's the general consensus. But just, transaction desk is going away. I'll get the exact date, but I believe it's September 12th. Do you know?
I believe it's in September, I don't know the exact date.
Yeah.
It's September.
Transaction desk will be going away. Now, as a company, we have decided to go to SkySlope Forms. Now, SkySlope Forms is within SkySlope. Yes, people say, the forms are in SkySlope, but it's different than SkySlope Forms, where you can actually put together your transaction, kind of like Remind or Transaction Desk. So it's pretty much ready to go right now, almost. So all of the GLVAR, formerly known as GLVAR, the LVR docs are in SkySlope Forms now. You can access them. If you go into SkySlope, top right, there's a little button that says Apps. Click on that and go to SkySlope Forms, and you can actually create your transactions in there now. It's a little buggy, but it's a whole lot better than Remind. So we actually, Paul actually had a listing that was already in the MLS, but he didn't have to do the documents yet. But it's his own house, so we forgive him. And he actually, we did it in SkySlope Forms. Any comments or all?
It reminded me of Authentisign. If you were familiar with Authentisign, it was kind of that same process, a little bit easier. I'm happy with it. It's got a few kinks that still needs to be worked out.
Yep.
But I think it'll be a nice switch.
Yeah. And to me, it looked easier. The whole process from start to finish looked easier than even Transaction Desk. So that means it's going to be way easier than Remind. So there, like Paul said, there's some small little kinks that we've already let them know, hey, you have issue with this that needs to be fixed. So we'll get more information Tuesday. Taylor from Rock Title, Justin Taylor from Rock Title will be giving the managers a tutorial on it on Tuesday, and then we'll talk about rolling out the training for everybody. Damon, you have a question?
No, I was just gonna say, what was the drop dead date? Or I was gonna ask what the drop dead date was.
Yeah.
When we can start using it.
Yeah, so you can use it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, although the ROG documents aren't in there. It's only the LVR documents currently. But you can go in and start using it right now. So, all right, any questions on that? All right, Felicia or Stephanie are not here, but we do have a rock contingent over here and back there. You guys have anything you want to say, or just say hi?
Hi.
So,
Brad, say hi.
these are and there's Brad back there. So 3 amazing escrow officers to help you out at any time. Day, night, midnight, whatever. They're
Saturday, Sunday.
I love working weekends, don't you? All right, there's the schedule. So today, what is today? The 11th. So there's generate listings with HomeBot is going to be at 1 o'clock. If there's an interest, we'll put it on right here, and you can watch it from here. If there's an interest, just if you're sitting in here at 12:55, I'll know that there's an interest. All right, Emily.
Oh, that's me.
Let's talk stats.
How many of you has taken listing in the past week? Yeah, nice. Has there been any price changes that you noticed in your listing presentations? Are you adjusting prices? Do you find yourself looking back, or what do you think?
There's been 1,900 price reductions in the last week.
There you go. So this one, the active listings, not so much change from last week. We actually had less than 200 change. But in the last few months, between May and July, we've been getting a lot more listings, like from the 200-300 early on this year. May and July, I saw an uptick between 400 to all the way to 700 listings that we're doing in Las Vegas, or in Clark County, I must say, in the last few months. But this week, it has kind of dwindled down. Last week, I think we had like 9,500 on the last week. So 9,554 from August 3rd, and then today or yesterday, we have 9,733. 7849 on the active listings. Price reduction, I always look at the price reduction now because it's so interesting. 1,810 within the last 7 days, but overall active listings were at 4,687. That's almost 50%, you guys. So everybody's adjusting the price. We have still 3,000 under contract. I looked at how many homes we've had sold last year in July compared to this year. We had over 4,000 closings, I think, last year in July. This year we had 2,600. So there's a lot less closing that happened last month compared to the last year. We've got about 3.8 months of inventory, which is good, you know, because then if we have buyers, Raffi, buyers, we welcome buyers now. So if you have buyers that couldn't get into the home the last few months, now is the time. And days on market, because we've got more active listings than a few months ago, then the days on market are kind of staying because, you know, we've been reducing the price. They're a little high for buyers, but I think there's hope coming up.
So like I said last week is, you know, careful what you ask for, because you're all asking for, oh, I hate these multiple offers. I hate, you know, going up against 10, 15, 20 other offers. Well, now when you're representing your buyers, you don't have to, you know, not necessarily as many multiple offers out there. So I like to compare things to a week ago. So look at here, the month's inventory, just last month. Remember, we were down like 0.8 at one time. Yeah. Last month it was 3.6, whoops. And now it's 3.8 and still trending that way, but it's softened a little bit. Remember, if anything, you know, 3 or below is an extreme seller's market. Once you get to, you know, 4 and 5, that's more of a normalized market. And then once you get above 5 months inventory, that's definitely a buyer's market. So it just gives us a good gauge of what's going on in the market. And the median days on market was 31. And then, you know, went up to 33. So I always like to compare and watch the trends along the way. If you guys want this, we can provide it to you. We put it in our on our Facebook pages, and you can steal it out of there. I mean, take it out of there. We also put it in our newsletters for you. But it's really, really easy to create, right? It's done in our design center, which I've showed off to you guys a couple of times already. There will be some training on that design center. Justin Taylor will come in and do some training on that. There may already be a saved video that has training. I'll look it up and see. But it's super easy, and it's a great way of putting it together.
Yeah, Mark, what month are you using for the month's inventory, the 3.8? What sold month are you?
It's on the rolling 3, so I guess it increases. We do this in the Northwest, so that one is on a rolling 3, so it depends on how many are being sold actively week after week. And because there's like different data, some data will do rolling 12 months, some will do a rolling
Correct.
3, so it just depends on where the data is
Okay.
being pulled. So this one, I believe, is on the rolling 3, so as our inventory increase and the days on market also increases with it, then the month's inventory is kind of gauged on that data.
So who finds the stats every week helpful? Do you use it in your business? All right, good, because, you know, again, like I say every week, is, you know, our job is to educate you so that you can go out and educate your buyers and sellers, so, it's good
The only
stuff.
stat I see missing, Mark, is the decline in units closed, which is the
Yeah.
you know, tough part about stats, but very important for everybody to know what's going on. The first week of August, we were 50% down in units closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means 38% in July,
Mhm.
so 25 in June.
Yeah.
So you guys need to make sure you're getting your share of the market. That's the message. Get your
Absolutely.
share of the market.
Mhm. Thank you, Damon, you're absolutely 100% correct. So, who knows who Lawrence Yun is? He's NAR chief economist, however you say that word. So this just came out yesterday, I believe, and he says, has consumer price inflation peaked? More importantly, has the mortgage rate peaked? Hopefully, yes. The slight- Don't you control that? The slight deceleration in the latest reading suggests this, especially considering the sustained decline in oil prices. Who's noticed that, gas is coming down? I thought, oh, it's great, it's in the $4 range. Wow. In July, compared to 9.1 in the prior month, that level is still high and uncontrollable, but may indicate the start of a steady retreat. We love that. The 7% monthly decline in gasoline prices was a significant contributor to the moderating inflation, although prices are still up 44% from 1 year ago and 104% from 2 years ago. However, rents are still rising with a 6.3 year-over-year gain, the highest since mid-1980s. That is a testament to the ongoing housing shortage. Now remember, these stats are national stats. Ours may be a little different, but I think it pretty much follows suit. If there is a sustained decline in gasoline prices and more production of apartments and single-family homes, consumer prices will pull back, encouraging the Federal Reserve policy to be less aggressive. Mortgage rates will fall. Thank you, Raffi. This morning, the 10-year Treasury yield is at 2.7%. That should translate into 30-year mortgage rates pulling back to under 5%. Some recent potential home buyers who were pushed out of the market may now be able to get back in and qualify for a mortgage. So if you have buyers that just a month or so ago, when the rates were going up over 6%, and they're like, I'm out, now that the rates are coming back down, maybe they can qualify and have a payment that they're comfortable with. So it's good news, and he's a very, very well-respected analyst for NAR. All right, any questions on that? Comments? Damon?
Actually, Lawrence, if you guys aren't subscribed to NAR's newsletter, very important. The guy's pretty sharp. He's really in tune with what's really going on with the economy in a whole, and it's very important that we're putting positive messages in our mind right now, and that's a great message. So
We need to always be educating ourselves. All right. We have Epic Lending in the house. We have, of course, Shawnee's always here. We absolutely love Shawnee. We have Linda. We have Raffi. I don't know you.
I'm from Summerlin.
He's from Summerlin.
That's Conrad.
I still don't know who he is, but he's from Summerlin. Come on up, guys. There you go. Of course, all you.
It's always All right, well, good morning, everyone. My name is Raffi, Kalajian, president of EPiQ Lending. Work directly with, obviously, Linda and Shawnee. And thank you so much. You're going to make actually my job easier because that was the perfect intro for what we're going to be discussing today. Rising rates, cost of living more expensive. How can we utilize some new products that are out there in order to help your buyers feel more comfortable with their monthly mortgage payments? And then also, is it better to do a price reduction that you guys are seeing, or is there a better use of that money? So those are a couple of the areas that we're going to cover. We're also going to cover a program that we've launched that is specific to Realty One agents only to help you guys win some listings. And then we'll discuss some of the rates and what we're doing on our end to help some of your buyers and buyers looking at your listings. So, all right, obviously, you guys all know Shawnee. I've heard great things about her. Hope they're all true, Shawnee. All right, so as we were discussing earlier, I live in California. These were the gas prices that we were paying about a month and a half ago. All right. We've all noticed this, cost of living gone up, interest rates gone up. I go grocery shopping as a guy. I can tell you 9 times out of 10, what I put in my cart is probably exactly the same, right? Got my ice creams, got my cereals, got my milks, got my kids' little things, what they want, a couple shaving stuff, and then I would pay $150. Now I go in and I do the same exact stuff and it costs me $400, right? So not only are rates higher, we've seen prices of homes increase over the last couple of years. So you factor all of that, including the cost of living gone up, a lot of people are very tight on their money, right? It's very difficult to be able to afford for a mortgage. I did not do that, okay. All right, perfect. So interest rates, we all know what's gone on since, I would say, November of last year. We've seen a pretty good increase. It's freaked a lot of people out. But to be quite honest with you, we're still a lot lower than the average, and we're a lot lower than we were back in the 80s and 90s, right? I remember back in 05, 06, 07, when I was in this business, if a client called me and said, you know, what's your rate? And I said 6.5% on the 30-year fixed rate, their response to me was, lock me in right now, right? We all remember that. Don't float, lock me in. This is the best thing I've ever seen. But they got spoiled for the last 17 years. What we noticed in the market the last 17 years was not normal, okay? Interest rates at 2 3/4, 3%, 3 1/4, fixed rate 30 years, that's not normal, okay? When you go and buy a car, and the car company is giving you a loan for 5 years, not 30 years, 5 years, at a rate of 5.5%, having a 30-year fix at 3.5 is not normal. You ask me my opinion, 5.5 to 6.5 is a normal, very healthy interest rate environment, which is kind of where we are right now with the rates coming down a little bit. So you guys talked about this. Crop load of these going around, right? For sale, price reduced, seeing these all over the place. What we're not seeing is some of this.
Right.
So what I'm going to discuss is it better to do this or leave the sales price as is and offer this? Okay? Now, why do we want to offer that? Well, let's talk about this program that we've been promoting quite a bit. It's been around for years. I mean, you're talking 25, 30 years. But in the last 15 years, no one utilized this because the rates were so low, right? But now with the rates going up, cost of living going up, every single dollar makes a big difference. So let me welcome you to the 3-2-1 Buydown and also the 2-1 Buydown, okay? I'm gonna discuss the benefits of it, how it works, the cost, and how we can help buyers get off the fence and drive more buyers to your listings if we advertise this. So the way it works is, it's a fixed rate mortgage. It's not an adjustable, it's a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, okay? Let's just assume we lock them in at 6%, okay? The way the program works is there's two variations of it, a 3-2-1 and a 2-1. The 3-2-1 is you're paying an interest rate that's 3% lower than your actual note rate of 6% for the first year. Year 2, 2% lower. So in year 1, I'm making payments based off of 3%. In year 2, I'm making payments based off of 4%. In year 3, I'm making payments based off of 5% before it converts to the fixed rate of 6%. When I describe this to my clients, I go, this is a perfect hedge against inflation, right? We all know the longer you work, you're probably gonna get a raise, right? So you're gonna be making more money in the future. We all know gas prices will not stay at $7, they came down to 6, 5, they'll probably go back down to the normal level. We all know the cost of bacon will not be $15, it'll go back down to $4. But in the meantime, how can we offset a majority of someone's monthly debt in order to feel comfortable making that mortgage payment, but also being able to afford everything else they need to buy on a monthly basis? I'm gonna give you guys an example. Let's use a $400,000 mortgage for now, okay? At a rate of 6%, leaving taxes, insurance, HOAs, all that out, they'd be making a payment of about $2,400, okay? But we could get them down by $712 in year one, making a payment of $1,686, okay? In year two, $488 lower in payment. Year three, $251 lower in payment, before it converts back for the remaining 27 years of the life of the loan, right? It's a 30-year fixed. We took advantage of this for the first 3 years. There's 27 years left before it converts back to the true payment. Maybe the rates come down, who knows? They want to refinance, take advantage of it, they can. No prepayment penalties on these, okay? These are allowed only on primary residences and conventional mortgages for the time being. There's some chatter out there that FHA and VA will roll it out, but the beauty of it is you don't need to put 20% down to take advantage of this product. Someone that's putting down 5% can take advantage of this, okay? Now, nothing in this world is for free, right? No bank's gonna come and say, hey, pay me $25,000 less for the first 3 years, I'll cover the difference. There's a cost. So the cost on a $400,000 mortgage, if you do the 3-2-1 buy down, it's about $17,000 in cost, okay? Now, the buyer cannot pay for all of this, because the minute we charge the buyer this $17,000 fee, the loan becomes what we consider, or what the banking institution considers, a high-cost mortgage, okay? Can't get an approval on it. So, all of it has to be contributed by a third party, seller, agent, lender, whoever else, but the buyer can pay a portion of it, just like they would pay 1 point to buy down the rate, right? They can pay a portion of it, but majority of it has to be covered by a third party. So question to you guys, $450 sales price, let's just say. I'm gonna pick on you. If you were to do a price reduction, what would you reduce the $450 sales price down to?
Probably 20 grand.
Perfect. All right, you know what your 20 grand does for a monthly mortgage payment? $120 difference in payment on a monthly basis. That's it. Okay? Is that going to make someone jump off the fence for 120 bucks? But would it make someone jump off the fence for $800 difference in payment for year one? I think so. So rather than do a price reduction, take that, leave the sales price as is, and offer this. Very simple. And I'm gonna tell you guys how you guys can utilize this to drive traffic to your listings. Those days when a husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, or a couple walked into your listing, where was the first place they went and looked at? You go to the kitchen, right? Want to make sure the kitchen's nice and beautiful, they got everything that they want. Those days are long gone. What are people looking at? What house can I afford? Right? Forget the kitchen. What house can I afford? So let's take a particular county here, and let's say there's 10 homes in that area that are selling. They look the same bedroom count, same square footage. Yeah, maybe one's a little bit more remodeled than the other one, not a big deal. Same school district. If you were advertising that this property qualifies for a major payment reduction for the first 3 years, I, as a buyer, would come and look at your listing, right? Because you're telling me I could drop my payments by $800 in year one, $600 year two, $250 year three. You know what? Wife, sorry, I know you love that kitchen, but we're gonna go look at this house, because this house is something that I feel like I could afford, okay? Now, if that $17,000 is too expensive, there's someone that says, I'm not gonna do 17, I'll do 10. Okay? Let's go with another option, 2-1 buy down. So instead of doing a 3% price reduction for year one, 2% year two, 1% year three, the 2-1 is 2% reduction year one, 1% reduction year two before it converts to its full 30-year fixed rate mortgage for the rest of the life of the loan. That costs only $9 grand, okay? We had an agent out of one of the Realty Ones in Orange County advertises on the MLS. All she put on the verbiage on the MLS listing was, seller is providing a seller credit in the amount of $25,000 that could help your buyer significantly reduce their mortgage payments for the first 3 years. Please call me for more information. She goes, Raffi, I held my listing the first week, got 2 or 3 people that showed up. She goes, I put that message on my MLS. She goes, I had 15 people show up, and all 15 of them, out of 15 of them, she said 11 of them asked about that particular product. It works. All we're trying to do is drive traffic to your guys' listings. We all said it, multiple offers are down, right? You're lucky to get 1 or 2, but if we could advertise this and get people to understand, hey, I can afford this, this is going to allow me to afford this payment for the first 3 years, I promise you they'll come and take a look at your listing compared to the other 10 that are in the area. Okay? Any questions on this?
So this, the end, interest rate is 6%.
I just use that as an example. Yeah, it's
whatever.
if I did this presentation in the afternoon, I'd probably have to use a different rate. So I'm just using 6% to give a good idea as far as how the product goes. If it goes,
6% each.
exactly.
Wherever it's at.
So if we give them 5 3/4, then it would be 2 3/4, 3 3/4, 4 3/4 before it converts to 5 3/4. Okay. Now this money here is held in an escrow account. Every single month, a portion of that is released to the bank, the difference in payment, right? So let's say 3 months from now. 3 months from now, the people that we help buy the house goes, you know what? I gotta move. I'm getting relocated, or I can't afford this house anymore, whatever the reason, or rates come down, they wanna refinance. They don't lose out on this money. That's the beauty of it. So let's say 6 months from now, they used $1,873 to make my math easy, right? To cover the difference in those payments during those first 4, 5, 6 months. There's $7,000 left in this escrow account. When that loan is paid off, that $7,000 the bank doesn't keep. Okay? What do? They apply it towards the payoff. So my payoff was 100. They take the $7,000, apply it towards there. Now my payoff is 93,000. So when they pay off that loan, that client technically gets that money back in their pocket. So they don't lose out on it. Okay? It's a huge benefit. All right? So primary residences, you cannot do it on vacation homes. You can't do it on investment properties. Conventional mortgages for the time being. Once FHA and hopefully VA roll it out, we'll definitely have Shani update everyone here. But the market has changed drastically the last 6, 7 months. I've seen it. I've been in the business my whole life. My mom's been doing this for 45 years. When I was 70 years old, actually 10 years old, my first job was at Countrywide because of her. I've grown up in it. I've seen these cycles. And in order to be successful in these cycles, not just us, but you guys as well, we gotta take advantage of products that are out there. Program, we gotta think outside the box. This is an outside the box product that not a lot of lenders are educating their buyers on. And they're doing a disservice to them. Because if I am a buyer's agent and I've seen a house on the market for 14 days with no price reduction, you could get in there and be aggressive. Let's sit on one for 14 days. Why not ask for a $10,000 seller credit? What's the worst they're gonna say? Counter back and say 5? Counter back and say no? Okay, at least we tried. But the ones that are doing it, they're getting some money because those sellers are anxious to get it off. They want to get rid of that mortgage. And guess what? If that house doesn't close for another month, they're making another mortgage payment. So I would rather give that 10 grand and keep that $4,000 mortgage payment. The difference is 6 grand if they don't sell it, right? The longer it sits, they're gonna say, man, I do wish I sold it, because we are seeing prices come down. So they want to sell these properties. So don't be afraid to ask for them. I'm not telling you guys how to do your job, but I'm just saying, I would not be afraid to ask, because what we're seeing is that more sellers, especially the ones that have been on the market for 14 days, are willing to offer those credits in order to utilize this program. Okay? Helpful? Useful?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Any questions on this so far? All right. Ready, set, sell. If you're a Keller Williams, boo. If you're a Coldwell Banker, boo boo. If you're any other real estate company, you do not have access to this. This is only for all of you, okay? This is another product that we have developed in order to give you guys an advantage when you are sitting across from a potential seller. So you're an agent, You walk up to the house, you look at it, and you're like, oh my God, oh, this one's an easy one to sell. It's so beautiful outside, it's nice and done. You open up the door, and you're like, holy shit. These guys are hoarders, there's no way I'm gonna be able to sell this house. So you start talking to the seller, and you go, look, we gotta clean this house up. No one's gonna come and buy this house the way it is. Your carpets are disgusting, you got coloring and painting on the walls. We gotta clean this up. Your seller goes, I would love to, I don't have the money to do it, but I have a lot of equity in the property. Guess what? We will give you guys, or the client, up to $50,000 in order to redo the property. Okay? It's equity based. They have to have equity in their property, so if you come to me where they owe $90,000, their house is worth $100, I'm not gonna be able to give it to you, okay? We go up to a max, I think it's 80%, right? Combined loan to value, so if their value is 100, so every 100,000, it's 80 grand. Combined between what they currently owe and what we're gonna give to them. And they can use that money, so there's other variations of this product, but what we did is we took those variations and we said, what did we like about those and what do we not like about those? Well, one of the things that we didn't like about it is every single time they're gonna spend money, they gotta write a letter, submit this, and then they cut a check. You gotta wait 2 days to get the check, go cash it. No. So what we do is we give you guys the money. We give the client the money. Now, they don't wanna stay in their house while they're repainting and cleaning it up. They wanna go stay at a hotel? No problem. Use the money to go stay at a hotel. I'm not gonna ask you guys what you're doing with it. We're hoping they're using it for a good cause and they're not going to Aria and putting it on black or red. But we don't keep track of it. It's an interest-only payment. They take about, I would say, 10 to 15 days from start to finish for us to be able to approve it, fund it, and issue the money. And the beauty of it, they have to provide us with an agreement with you that you're gonna be listing their house.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay? If you do not provide me that, I cannot give them that loan. Okay? It's a great way for you guys to hook them in. Okay? It's exclusive. Okay? One of our underwriting conditions is you have to show me some sort of an agreement that they're gonna list this house with an ROG agent once it's done. Okay? So, Keller Williams person walks in, goes, you know what? You want 400? Condition it's in, we'll be lucky to get 325. You walk in and you say, you know what? We gotta clean it up a little bit. I got you some source of money. Once we clean it up, we can do this. I'll get you 410 for this house. Where are they gonna go with? Go with you guys. Okay? Great product. If you guys need more information on this, reach out to Shawnee. Okay?
Quick question on that one?
Yes.
What's the qualifications? Like, let's say the seller, they have horrible credit, they don't have a job, but they have, $1 million equity in the home. What's the qualifications on that?
Usually it's full doc. We do want to confirm that they can at least afford it. 680 credit score, but there are some exceptions that we can make. Now, come to me with no income, probably not an exception, I'll be able to get granted, but hey, I'm a 660 credit score, but I have a ton of equity in the property, we could probably work around that. So because it's our own product, and by the way, these LOs don't make a single dollar on this loan. We don't pay them a single dollar for compensation, okay? This is a favor from us to you guys to help you guys grow, okay? What we would hope to happen is that person selling is wanting to get pre-approved, and we can help them buy their next house, right? But we don't pay them a single dollar to do this loan. This is specifically designed to help you win more listings, okay? Final thing, and I promise I'll be done. Rates have gone up, we all know that. What we're gonna be doing on our end is we're running a major purchase special, okay? I've had multiple conversations with my team, and we wanna win deals, and we wanna help your clients feel more comfortable with their payments. So if you have listings, I'm gonna ask you guys for a favor, okay? I got a few of my agents that are doing this, because in the past, they weren't worried about it. But we've all seen what's gone on in the mortgage industry the last 3-4 weeks. Sprout, major mortgage company, close their doors, done. Done. Sprout, done, okay? Caliber Home Loans, California, laid off all 200 of their loan officers a week ago, okay? Wells Fargo going through major layoffs, Bank of America going through major layoffs, okay? Every mortgage company is going through major layoffs and don't know if they're gonna survive, okay? Loan Depot just laid off all their retail, I think, or wholesale, okay? Wholesale,
Yeah, they
okay? Major changes, So now is more important than ever, okay? Who's been in the business since like the first financial crash? I know you have. All right, you guys all remember what happened back then?
He's calling me old.
It wasn't, I didn't say the Great Depression, I said the financial crash.
In 1929.
Remember mortgageinflow.com, that was the website you checked every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Your lender was still in
If there's so, right, so what happened? All the agents didn't want to use companies like us. They want to go to the big banks, right? Because they were like, well, we don't know if you guys are going to survive. The big banks, they're strong, but what happened to the big banks? Aurora shut down, Countrywide shut down, right? And who survived? It was companies like us, right? So in this market, working with a sound, reputable company and loan officer that you guys have control over is very important, okay? So my agents that I work with in California started putting on their listings. Raffi Kalajian from EPiQ Lending is running a major purchase special. They're offering extremely low rates. For more information, please give them a call at XYZ number, okay? Why? Because they want me to work on it, because they know I'm not going anywhere. Now, we get the deal, what are we gonna commit to you guys, okay? Because it's your listing, we wanna close that deal, right? 7 to 10 day loan approval, 21-day close of escrow. Okay?
That's no.
You didn't know that?
No.
All right, now you know. 21-day close of escrow, I'll close your deal in 21 days.
That's the.
Okay? As long as everyone does their job.
Yes.
Okay? As long as everyone does their job, I'll close that loan in 21 days, but I'll get you guys loan approval within 7 to 10 days. Okay? And we're gonna hopefully beat them out on the rate. We're not gonna win every deal. There's some companies out there that are doing some crazy funky things that we just can't do. But if we can win 5 out of 10 and keep that file in-house, and by the way, she sits right there. You guys want status? First of all, you don't even need to ask for status because she's so good, she updates you guys on a weekly basis. But if you come in on a Wednesday and you're bored and you're like, you know what, I got nothing to do, let me find out status of this loan. She's right there, go ask her. And by the way, if something goes wrong with that file, guess what's gonna happen? Chain of commands, she's gonna call me. He's gonna call me. If I say, my hands are tied, guess who the next phone call is? It goes to my divisional. After that, it goes to the owner of the company. Owner of the company. I'm not talking, we're not a small company. We're a nationwide multi-billion-dollar mortgage company. Okay? Chris George has been in the business for God knows how long. One of the most respected individuals in the business. If I have a problem with a Realty One loan, I call him. And if there's a way to get that deal done because of the relationship, he does it. We had one that had 14 mortgage lates. Okay, yeah. I told my elbow, I don't care if you go to Chris George. Chris George is like, it's different to get done. It's 14. Guess what? He took a chance on it. There was equity, there were some good compensating factors, right? Good credit sucked, obviously, but decent income, good reserves, good equity. Because you know what? I'm gonna do this deal for you guys. Because I know how much it means for the relationship. You can't get that from Movement. You can't get that from Noah. You can't get that from any other mortgage company, right? But if there's something going wrong with that loan, this guy's got my number on his cell phone. He's gonna call me on a Saturday or Sunday. Okay, and trust me, when I say we're gonna jump in and try to figure out a solution to that problem, we're gonna do that because we value this relationship. We're gonna do things other mortgage companies can't. So if we could drive that traffic to her and let her work on those deals, I guarantee you, 60 days from now, you're gonna come back and say, Raffi, I'm glad you suggested that. It made my life a whole lot easier. She's on top of it, my deals are getting closed. That other company, they closed their doors. My God, can you imagine what would have happened to my seller if that happened? Right? We're not going anywhere. Okay? And on the verbiage, it's very easy. Private remarks section of MLS. Shawnee from EPiQ Lending is offering a purchase special for a free second opinion rate quote. You don't have to write this down, we'll share it with you. We'll give you all the verbiage on it. For a free second opinion rate quote to see if your buyer can save some money, please contact Shawnee at such and such number. That's it. You're out of it. Let them call her, let her give them a rate quote. And worst case, even for your buyers, if they're working with another lender, let her get a quote, right? What's the worst case? Worst case is, hey, John, you got a great rate. Take it and run with it. Or, you know what, I can save you a quarter. A quarter here, a quarter here, a quarter here, it starts adding up, right? A quarter makes a big difference. I mean, we used to think like $40, like really? $40, people used to spend $40 doing nothing. Right now, they're counting every single penny. So $40 will make a difference. If we can save your clients $40 and close the loan in 21 days, mission accomplished. Okay? That's all I have for today.
Any questions?
So any questions? questions, comments, anything?
You look nice, man.
Thank you. You know, if I knew you were coming, David, I would have tanned yesterday to at least catch up to you. Don't stand next to me.
I try not to stand next to this guy.
I mean, I thought I was dark, but man, no. You know what, we appreciate, yes, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, can we get this in PDF format?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll send it all out so that you guys have it. No, honestly, we appreciate everything that you guys do. I know the business is very difficult right now. We're feeling it, you guys are feeling it. This will change. It's these cycles that we've gone through. We've gone through these cycles plenty of times. It will change, and we'll settle down. It'll take some time, but you gotta educate your clients, okay? Because when they turn on the news's job is to freak them the hell out, okay? And it's all BS data, okay? There's one lady that told everyone 7 years ago, oh my God, if you buy a house right now, you're gonna lose your shirts off, right? Whoever listened to her probably lost out on $300,000, $400,000 of equity. Their job is to scare their client. It's not that bad. Rates are not double digit. We're in the 5s and 6s. Okay, we have these programs. You just gotta calm them down. So if you don't have that data or information, say, hey, call my lending partner. They'll give you all the data on it, and we educate them. Hey, yeah, rates have gone up, but look, they're still not bad. Here's the data, here's what everyone's saying. Is there a housing bubble? We get that question a lot. We answer it, right? We have the data, we know what we're talking about. We calm them down. So collectively, we just gotta make sure we're on the same page, we're bringing the same message, right? So that they don't look at us and say, oh, they're teaming up, they just wanna get my commission. No, that's not what we're trying to do. If it's not the time right now, it's not the time right now. But allow us to educate you so you can make the right decision for you and your family. And that's what we do. We do things the right way. We don't push someone to do something that they don't feel comfortable. If it's 1, it's 1. If it's 2, it's 2. We don't BS them. Okay? We don't tell them it's going to be $1 payment when it's really 2. Right? Ultimately, our job is to educate them, get them to feel comfortable to make that movement, to make that move. Right? If it's not today, no problem. We continue updating them because it's a lead you guys know up. We update them. And the minute that we see them on our app, looking at homes or rates, you know what we do? We contact them. Hey, you know that client that you referred? They just opened up my app like 4 or 5 times in the last 2 days. You might want to reach out to them. Okay? Teamwork. All right? Appreciate you guys letting us be part of your family. I appreciate the time, and hopefully you guys found it.
Great stuff, great stuff. Thank you. Great stuff. Some great, I love that. That can help us get some listings, in turn help us make some more commissions. So we have Shawnee right here. Shawnee is a big part of this office. She's a great resource. Oh, and by the way, she provided breakfast for us, so big thank you to I have nothing else for you, so thank you very much for attending today. And remember, no matter how you slice it, greatness is a choice. Let's go out there and be great.